A student plugs his iPad into the wall to charge. By doing this, he calls for electricity to charge his mobile device, allowing him to learn in a more efficient way. Meanwhile, a television is turned on. By doing this, the human calls for electricity to power his television. That lets him learn about the experiences of a dysfunctional and unintelligent family known as the Kardashians. This request goes to the power companies, who make the electricity necessary for so many human devices to work. Here, two sparks of electricity named Volt and Spark will be born. They will eventually fulfill the request of a human too lazy to read a book. The process of their creation starts with a fossil fuel, like oil, coal, or diesel. The fossil fuel is burned and the heat moves up while carbon dioxide goes into the atmosphere. The heat helps boil water, which produces steam. The steam goes through a series of tubes. The steam eventually turns a turbine and is sent into a condenser. There, the steam is condensed back into liquid water to be boiled again. The water is stuck in a constant cycle of boiling and cooling down, much like the mental state of the human known as Charlie Sheen. Meanwhile, the turbine is connected to a magnet surrounded by copper wire. This is what produces electricity, like volt and spark. Spark, Volk, and many sparks of electricity like them must leave the power plant. They must exit through the wires that lead to the transmission tower. However, Spark and Volt must endure this again. When going through a transformer, this transformer lowers their voltage, not to be confused with the ones that Michael Bay creates for the sole purpose of blowing it up. Now Spark and Volt must split paths. Spark must go to a house, where he entertains the simple mind of a human by powering a television about his favorite family of incompetent humans. However, the journey is not finished for Volt. For the next leg of his journey, he must go underground. Volt goes into a paid mount transformer, which sends him to a school. There, he will power the device of a human, allowing the human to find information that he would normally have to find in the book he is sitting right next to.
Carbon dioxide created from burning fossil fuels is a greenhouse gas. It will increase the global temperature, causing a phenomenon humans call global warming. However, you do not need to burn fossil fuels to create energy. You can use things like hydroelectric dams, solar panels, and wind farms. The only ones that can implement a carbon emissions tax on a national scale is Congress. However, much like the Kardashians, Congress can be very dysfunctional. It is left up to the average person to reduce their carbon footprint, even if it does not mean any immediate rewards.